Hi.
Welcome in. Welcome in. We're waiting to see who's going to show up. If anyone shows up, that's fine. If they do, if they don't, that's fine too. We are going to crochet and talk just a little bit. We're working on projects and seeing where they do. So, oh, I'm on top chat. I can't stand it. Live chat. Why does it say disconnected?
Mm.
Hey, Marlene, how are you? Welcome
Hello.
in. Hey, Sonia.
Sonia.
Hey,
Hi,
Tank.
Tank.
How are you? How are you feeling, Tank? Carrie. Hey,
Hello.
lady.
Hi,
How are you?
Denise.
Good to see you. Hey, Denise. Good to see you. Welcome in. We always say we have
Hi,
news.
Zach.
Ooh, hey, Zach. Sorry about that. Yeah, the reflection in the glasses. I have to have them to see. We always say we have news when we come in. We don't have news today. We just came in because we miss you. Hey, Alley Cat, how are you?
Hello.
Here thawing out. Zach, how are we? We're good. Tank, we are thawing out as well, but probably a little too quickly with the possibility of flooding. I can't see anything if I do that. Because hey, Miguel, hey, Susan.
Hello,
How are you
Miguel. Hi,
all?
Susan.
We're on a shawl for my mother-in-law. Hope to have it done by tomorrow. What kind of shawl? What pattern are you using? Hi, Marlena. How are you? Under the electric blanket. Getting freezing rain now, snow tomorrow. Too high up to flood. Well, our particular home, and our farm will not flood. But the access to our home, at least one of the access roads, will flood. And the access road into town will flood if it's bad enough. And it has done that at least probably twice in my lifetime. And when that happens, it's very detrimental for everybody else, because if it gets that bad, all the camping areas, this area is huge for camping, and so all the campers and everything will be flooded out. Bag a day using shells. Cool. Quick, go get bread and
I
milk.
just saw that.
I got it
had to
already,
snicker.
Tank. Listen, we have been stocked up because the last 2 weeks has been nothing but crazy town here.
It has.
Snow, ice, negative temperatures. Right. Well, week before last was rain to the point of flooding. Then this past week was rain or snow, ice, and negative temperatures, or negative with the wind chill. And then this week, now it's going to rain and it's going to be in the 40s. So it's automatically going to wash it all away. So, yep. Hey, Nikki, how are you? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody along the way. Yeah. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, please. Let's, hey, how are you? Hey, Chris Kaleidoscope, how are you? Round and round, yeah, round and round she go. Yeah. Mother Nature's off her meds. Exactly. Missy, hi, woman.
Hello, Missy.
How are you? Hey, Missy, guess what? Kristen's making us somebody.
And I'm all caught up on my homework.
Just for you. Just because it's you. She said I wasn't going to make fun, but it's Missy. Hi, Mary King. How are you?
Hello.
Kristen, you want to show them what you're working on?
Sure. I'm working on a hooded scarf. I made the scarf part already, and now I'm just working on the hood. And I sew it up.
Squirrel Raid. Hey, hola, Maritza. How are you?
Hello.
You always have at least a week's worth of food in your house plus flour. Yeah. We try to stay stocked up as much as possible in the winter because you just never know. And here for like 3 weeks, they said, we're going to get a massive snowstorm and we're going to have like 6 to 8 inches of snow, which for here now is a lot because we've gone to the point where we never get snow in our particular valley. Like the mountains will have snow and ice. The mountains here are still a solid sheet of ice.
Yeah, and our road too is icy in spots.
Yeah, but we're still going to school. They had a 3-hour delay today, but that was due to temperatures.
Yeah.
And the roads were bad because of temperatures. But yeah. Yeah, please don't forget your thumbs. Thank you, Alley Cat. We appreciate that. Kristen's working on that, and I'm playing with yarn that I got. It is the Jazzy by boy, that's pretty, by Red Heart.
And Susan Lawless sent it to you.
I'm just playing around with it right now because I'm not sure what I want to do with it. Mary King, if you didn't know, she is now a permanent part of these YouTube streets here. She posted a video yesterday. So if you don't know Mary King, please go check her out. Miguel has been on vacation, running away from us. Miguel, I hope you're feeling better. Coco's working on slippers. Cool. Coco, Litza. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry. Jeez Louise. I do that all the time. It's because I love that baby. Litza's working on slippers. Litza, I sent you an email with my thing that I did. If you all don't know, Litza's doing a crochet along to help with Christmas ideas or stockpiling your crochet stuff, or just because you want to have a stockpile to give to somebody. And it only lasts for 6 months, so you don't have to commit to a year. And she is randomly drawing things out of a cup that she has, a basket. She's got all these project ideas, and she'll pull one out, and then you make what she says to make. So this time was cup cozies, and if I'm not mistaken, they still have the rest of this week, right, Litza, to make those.
I love that idea. That's a good way to, like, if you have a ton of stuff you want to make, that's a good way to, like, pick what you're going to make, because if you're like me, you're indecisive.
Absolutely, Litza. We love you, and we love your channel and all your stuff.
Yes.
And I love this idea because then I can pick and choose and just kind of like do this and that. And, I don't have to, I can do one project that's small and then walk away from it, or I can do 50 of the same thing. Carrie, what are you crocheting while you're crocheting and listening? 7 cup cozies done. Want to do 5 more. Whoo, Susan. Oh, let me tell you something. I need to go back and look, but I've been thinking about it. I don't think I've ever made a cup cozy before. I've tried a couple of times and didn't like the way it was working out. So Kristen made one for Christmas extravaganza last year.
And I put a cow on it because it's my thing.
And it was super cute, and I really liked it. And so the other day I was thinking, and I thought, oh, neat, Carrie, which pattern? I'm looking for baby blanket patterns. I thought, okay, I need to get this finished. I need to have a submission by the 27th. And I went ahead and tried one, and I looked at a couple of patterns, couldn't find anything I really liked. So I just made one up on my own. I didn't follow a pattern, I made my own. Miguel, I need to make fingerless gloves. Yes, that would be wonderful where you're at. The people at your local coffee shop want cup cozies. That's cool. Does anybody have I know Litza probably does. Anybody actually have warm weather? Like, I'm going to transport myself.
No, I like the snow when I can stay at home.
I like snow. I don't like cold. My bones hurt.
I don't like snow when I have to work or go to school. Unless it gets me out of school, then we're good.
They really had lots of days last week.
We had almost a full week off of school.
41 degrees. I'm going to live with Miss C. I think
Miss C.
What is it here?
When I went to the store earlier, it was 32. When we left for school this morning, it was 12. Tank has 40.
Man, I was looking to see. I don't know what it is here. It's cooled down a little bit. See, I like cool, not humid. I like to be able to breathe. Whoa. Yep. Echo. We definitely don't need 2 of me. The world could not handle it.
So it's 35.
It's 35 here, but it feels like 32.
The mornings are what gets me because, like I said this morning, it was like 12 or 13 when I left this morning.
Yes. And in the morning.
And I didn't leave until I left at 10 today because we were on a 3-hour delay.
It's supposed to be 24 in the morning, so north wind goes right through you. Yeah. I can't stand that wind. I'm just not a fan. It's just the way it is. I'm not a fan of, yeah. I would rather it be, I can't stand real hot and I can't stand real cold. I said I need somewhere where it's 65 degrees year round. And there is a place like that. My husband was talking about some of his coworkers had gone on vacation, or well, it was a working vacation. And wherever they went was like 75 all year long. Yeah, the sun needs to wake up. 29. I'm done.
And the snow is melting, and like, it always makes me sad when the snow melts.
Then it gets ugly.
Yeah.
And then if it's cold at night, then it'll warm up enough to melt it, and then at night freeze it back. So then all the things happen, you know. But anyway, anybody have anything exciting they're working towards? Or, of course, all our projects are exciting, but you know, any other cows that are going on, or things that you're working on? Your chickens are running around in the rain, I bet. 64 Wednesday. Yep, this is pneumonia weather. Up, down, up, down. Yes, Zach, I love snow because it's pretty. I don't like the cold. I said if it could be 65 degrees in snow, I'd be perfectly happy. I used to love snow, like before I got. Let's. I know, right? I know, it's ridiculous. Absolutely insane. And I keep wanting to start a bunch more. So, I used to love the snow. I didn't mind the ice too much because we usually got to stay home. But then I had a job where when it snowed, it was with it was a school position, but with Head Start, and so my kids would be out of school because um, school would close for them, but we still had to go. The kids would be out and be home, but we still had to go, and so um, that wasn't fun. Like we went all the time. Although I enjoyed those days, we used them for planning days, but still, you know. I'm sorry, Tank. I hope you feel better soon. That seems to be a common reality for me year after year. Let's see, what have we? I still have my Christmas blanket as a whip, and I think that's it. I don't think I have any other whips. I need to make some. I've been trying to figure out this baby blanket. Oh, I do have another whip. What's wrong with me? I have a sun bunny. 22 hats for hat a day. Awesome, Miss C. You're a better woman than I. But we do have some more patterns to share that we've tested over the next couple of weeks. So maybe you'll find new ones that you like. I found some new ones I liked. I was stuck.
Found one that I love.
It's like there's nothing wrong with the waves. Some of them do the intentional waves with those. What do they call those?
Chevrons?
A ripple. Yeah, chevrons. There's nothing wrong with that. Volunteered 2 years at Head Start back home. Your aunt was a Head Start coordinator. I was a Head Start 4-year-old teacher. So when Universal Pre-K came along, where they wanted to make everyone inclusive, then I was a part of that. Hey, Shirley, how are you? And then when Universal Pre-K moved into the public school system, I went to the public school system to help. And so we had me as a Head Start teacher, then a public education teacher, and a public education aide all together in the same room. And one year we got the bright idea, I think it might have been my bright idea, which, yeah, to open up, they had sliding doors curtains between the two rooms. And so we got the bright idea that we would open up that sliding door and combine the two rooms so the kids had more space. Looking back now and with all the training I had, I should have known better. It was not a good thing. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't. It was better for the kids to keep it as two separate rooms. I did that because I was in one room part of the time and one room part of the time and was trying to do my work. And I thought, well, if we could combine them, then I can observe all the kids at once. Yeah, it was, it was chaos. It wasn't total chaos. It was okay. But when you then have 5 of you as adults trying to combine and work, that can get kind of difficult, trying to figure out who's doing what. I was doing observations for We used creative curriculum at the time, and I think there were somewhere between 30 and 50, I can't remember, guidelines, and each guideline had 3 to 4 steps in it. And so I was doing observations on all the children for all of those. So, and new observations once every 9 weeks. So, thank you, Nikki. Have a great night. Stay safe and warm.
Bye.
So that was when I learned not to like snow, because I had to walk to work. Unless the governor called a state of emergency, we were not allowed to miss. So I walked to work in knee-deep snow, and that was not fun. So I just soon not have that. If I had nowhere to go and I could just sit on the farm and watch the animals and, enjoy life, then it would be one thing. But yeah, I used to say I'd like to live somewhere where you could have everything helicoptered in. I think that would be pretty neat.
Like little care packages.
Hey, Niecy, how are you doing?
Hello.
How much snow do you have, Niecy? I bet you got us all beat. So what's next on your list to crochet? 10 inches. Oh my gosh. Montana, right? Hey, Amazon has their little Missy, they have their little thing that drops stuff, right?
Yes, Tank, I am. I'm making a sun bunny. It's green. I'm using it's green apple. Yes. It's the green apple ombre.
It's on our community tab. There's a picture. They're in Montana. Okay, Kristen's best friend's brother moved from West Virginia to Montana. He does taxidermy for a living. And he's very happy.
She goes and visits him every once in a while. It's beautiful. She showed me pictures. They went to I don't know what part, but they the geysers. Is that what they're called? Or the springs, something like that.
Yes, Miguel, you need to get on the Sun Bunny train. We were going through yarn here this weekend because I was trying to figure out about blankets and stuff. And I don't know. But anyway, I was looking for yarn, and I came across about 5 or 6 that I said, ooh, that would make a pretty Sun Bunny. That would make a pretty. And I took them all out and I put them in the container. I don't want to overdrive my headlights. I don't want to get to the point where I don't want to finish them because I got pieces everywhere, and then I'll have a Frankenstein monster Slim Bunny. Yes, the glasses on yours are perfect. I already have an idea for my main one that I'm doing. He's going to be a little different, and I know what's going to happen with him. But the other ones I would love. Yes, she did, Tank. It's on her community tab. No, Miguel, you can do them.
You can do it, Miguel.
Single crochet and a single crochet decrease, and you're good. If you can do those 2 things, you are good. Amigurumi, I think, is intimidating for so many people. It was for me. I crocheted for so many years before I did amigurumi. Matter of fact, I want to say probably 30 years or more before I touched amigurumi. I'm not sure. And then I picked it up, and once you start, it's very simple. It's just like other crochet. There are some basic patterns. I had a little friend of mine call me a few months ago, and I was on the road, and she said, oh, I need your help. My granddaughter wants to learn to crochet. And she bought a kit from like Hobby Lobby,
which I've done before,
or Joann's. And she said it doesn't make any sense. And so she started explaining it. And I said, oh, and the next row is this and the next row is that. And she said, you act like you've done this pattern before. I said, no, it's just very common. There are very common things about amigurumi. And then you take them and twist them and turn them and do something different to make something different. But there are some very common things that make it really simple. And now I can't do it while we're talking in the chat. I tried that the other day and everybody kept coming in and we were trying to figure out other things. And I couldn't do that and listen to chat and talked about things here. So I had to do it later. But that's why I was glad Missy posted it on her page. The double magic circle is, I was explaining it to Kristen. It is a little sneaky at first and a little tricky, but it is a wonderful tool to have in your arsenal to use. I'm telling you, because I learned the double magic circle last year for the first time, and it was absolutely game changer for me.
Yeah.
I love it. Yes, Hank, you can do another method. You don't have to do the double magic circle. It's just it holds better.
Yeah.
Um,
See, for my feet and my ears, I use just a normal magic circle because I was confused about double magic circle until Mom showed me.
and Missy, I don't know if it was me or like true story, true confession here. I love it too.
I love it now that Mom explained it.
True confession, true story. I totally lost my train of thought. There's your true story. Oh, if I'm working on it, a thing, and I'm just trying to, Roxy, quit. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go along. A lot of times I'll just do whatever, or I'll look at a stitch and I think, oh, I think I know how that is. And sometimes that will teach you bad habits. And so I had been doing the single crochet decrease wrong the whole time. And part of me knew I was doing it wrong, but didn't care.
Which one were you using?
Because it still works out the same way. Well, I was going through the back loop, which is fine. You can do that.
Yeah.
But I was going through, okay, I've seen it done a couple of different ways. I was going through, this is the wrong way, so I can't show you. I was going through one loop and pulling up a loop and going through the next loop and pulling up a loop and then yarning over. Hey, Kim, how are you?
Hello.
Yarning over and going through all 3 loops. And that's not a single crochet decrease or whatever I was doing. It was wrong. So when I saw the way that Miss C was doing it, it made so much more sense than the way I've seen everybody else do it. And I was actually able to do it correctly.
Really? That's the way I've decreased it on my amigurumi.
And she does it like this. It goes
Yeah,
through
for
a
the
loop
front 2 and pull over.
and then through another loop and then pull through. But everybody else I'd seen do it, it didn't look right. I don't know. To me, I couldn't figure it out. But when she did it, it was so much simpler and it clicked, which is why we gravitate towards different people, right? Just because.
I love that, Miss C. I don't think anything's wrong. I don't think there's a wrong way. It's just different.
Well, if anybody can be different, Miss C, it's definitely me. But that's okay. But yeah, I think, you learn differently from everybody. And I know that the way I was doing it, I picked up from somebody else. Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that way, like I have problems when I decrease, there's holes, you can see my stuffing. That way,
You can't see it.
I can't see it.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. And that was back loop. It's supposed to make it tighter till you couldn't see it, but it was messing it up and it just wasn't doing the way I wanted it to do. So you love me because I'm different. I'm glad somebody does. I love you too. Yes, front loop only on both stitches. And you never pull up a stitch. You go through the first stitch, lean over and go through the second stitch, then yarn over and pull through. Just the way she did it on camera, it clicked for me.
Made a lot of sense.
It clicked for me. It was just, because I've seen other people do it, but they do it differently. Kim, what are you working on? Are you in the yarn barn in the she shed today? Y'all hear Roxy in the background. She's got to be the diva for the day. You better stop that. You guys are always fighting over that. Hey,
Hi,
Lydia. How are you, honey? God bless you, from Wisconsin. I used to crochet in high school. In 1993, I graduated. My grandmother used to make Cabbage Patch dolls homemade. Oh, mercy. Oh, my. I bet they were beautiful. Hey, Spring. How
Hello.
you? You yam what you are. You yam what you am. Why does that make me think of the Muppets? I love the Muppets.
It does make me think of the Muppets now that you said it.
I love the Muppets. Did they say that? I don't know. I love the Muppets. We love you too.
Love you.
Niecy needs Cabbage Patch dolls. She does.
No, it says does Cabbage Patch
She does
dolls.
Cabbage. Yeah, she does the hair and everything on them too. When I was growing up, the first time I was ever introduced to crochet, I was very young, and my uncle worked at a local store. Blech, words. And I think I've told this story. Somebody, everybody was always coming in and out asking them to buy stuff. You know how it is when you work in the public. And somebody had crocheted, like the whole thing was crocheted. They crocheted pigs, and then they crocheted overalls for the boys in blue. And they crocheted, yeah, it is Popeye, you're right, Tank. And they crocheted little dresses for the girls. And I have had a set of them, and I loved them. I would love to find that pattern again so I could make them. They were so pretty. I've never seen it since then. I always think back to that. That was the first time I'd ever seen anything crocheted. I'm a lot more fun than WVBA. All they're going to tell you is you're either going to get flooded or you're going to get snow. So who cares about that? Or they tell you about what's going on. All you got to do is walk outside and see what's going on in your neighborhood, right?
Miguel used to have a pattern for those pigs.
If you ever find it, I would love to see it. They made me so happy, and those memories are so important. But yeah, but anyway, so Miss C taught me something. You're never too old to learn. You never know enough, right? You always learn something else. Good, Miguel. I would like to see them. They aren't telling nothing because they have no sound. Oh, well, they're probably here. They're always fighting with the network when we had cable or Dish, and now we have streaming services and don't get them. So. God bless you too, Jason. Yep, you learn something every day, and I love that you can learn something every day, especially in crochet. There's always something new. Oh, Miguel, I bet that was so cute. I think mine was pink, and I think her dress was like maybe a darker pink. I'm not sure, but I do know that the little boy had on blue coveralls or overalls, and they were so cute. C2C today. I love C2C. See, I can mindlessly do C2C if it's not a graph can. Oh, you're doing a graph can. You're doing color changes. Yep. Color changes are a pain.
I've done a graph can once, and it was for a wall hanging, and that's the only one I've ever done.
I've done a bunch of them. I love them.
She does love them.
Hi, Kayla.
Hello.
Zach, how dare you leave? Now, I've done a bunch, and actually I have 4 that I would like to do this year, but I don't know if I'm going to get started. It'll depend on when I get started on them. I have them in the works.
The one I did got a blue ribbon at the state fair.
It was a pumpkin, right?
Yep, it was a pumpkin.
I've done C2C flags, and I've done C2C graph cans, the flags and the blankets.
Didn't you like a flag? Did you flag?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, we appreciate that, Zach. I really love C2C. I love the fact that you can come up with so many different pictures and do things like that.
Stitch.
Yeah. And it is, to me, it's pretty mindless, except for when you have to do a bunch of color changes.
Yeah.
Hey, Faith, how are you?
Hello.
Is Alabama warm, Kim?
We're looking for warm weather right now.
I'm only coming if it's warm. We're at 24. Oh, Kayla, it's so much fun to enter at the fair.
I loved it.
I think our fair has started charging to enter, which before they didn't. So that kind of makes it a bummer. But Little House on the Prairie, yes. Yeah, she had a not nice mouth. She was not nice at all. Miss Olsen was No, I said Miss Nelson. Okay, I'm thinking about, there's a book, if you've ever been in the teaching realm, or it's called Miss Nelson is Missing, and it's my favorite because I'm a substitute, and it talks about the substitute coming in to replace Miss Nelson, and she's mean, but it really is Miss Nelson in costume, and they don't know
I
it.
haven't heard of that.
Oh, it's my favorite book. She's trying to teach them a lesson.
You know what my favorite book was
She's
in
freezing.
elementary school?
What?
If You Give a Mouse a Cookie.
Oh, I hated that book.
Really? I love that one.
You know why I hated it? Because there's
Well,
like 15 million versions of it, and you had to read all of them.
I
I
loved
could not
it.
stand it. 3? No, it was 9, I think, here. You had above freezing, so it was a nice change. Yeah, right. Taking me to the kitchen. Okay, we'll take tea.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't blame you. She was an alcoholic on the show.